Hey, what's going on?
Good evening.
We're disappearing. The Star Trek beam up technology is taking me now. I'm disappearing.
You are? Not like me. Look, you can see through me. I'm like a ghost.
Yeah, we're dead. Can't say that I'm dying. My
Ghost
career
Dad, slightly less rapey
Oh,
than the actual Ghost Dad. It would be Bill Cosby.
no,
I don't know if I ever did. I say that on the show. Did you notice that? Did you notice that when Bill Cosby went to court,
he felt
he
better.
was half blind and crippled?
Oh yeah, now he was walking around
And then
doing
when they
jumping
let
jacks.
when they let him out of the jail, he's like Cosby dancing out front.
Hey, you know what?
Like, hey, the prison really cured your
I had the glaucoma, but what
that
they
prison
did,
medical care
what
must
they
be
gave
fucking
it was
really good.
the pudding bops for the glaucoma, and then I did the calisthenics, and I feel great.
I'm just saying, it was almost like he was lying.
Miracle. Yeah, it was.
Like he's another fucking piece of shit. He's just full of shit all the time.
Yeah. All right, this is the part where I copy the link
It
and
just
share
doesn't.
it.
It just doesn't fucking. This world is. Was it? Congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks who won the title, and Giannis scored 50 points. That guy is fucking unstoppable, dude. Like I was saying before, you got one game. Like, we got to win one game. You're the coach of the other team. What do you say? You go, whatever you do, we got to stop that guy. That guy, everybody else got to beat us, not that guy, the best guy on their team. Right?
Yeah.
And the guy scores 50 points.
Oh, I think I know what
Like,
happened.
oh, you're just watching. What?
I think I know what I did. Why my headphones and your shirt's disappearing? I think I fucked with like the gamma on the camera, and it's off a hair.
Right.
It's off like a hair.
We got to get more technical.
No, it's not that. We gotta do a little show prep, and we cut it too close.
I'm just saying we
gotta cut it. We cut it too close. We need to be
prep. Like, dude, you know, you got to learn how to work the equipment.
Dude, you just gotta come a little early, and then I can dial you in.
It's been like this for weeks.
You wear clothes that are like blue. I'm like, dude, how many times did I tell you green screen, no blue, no green? You're like, I'm gonna keep doing green. I'm like, look at him. You're drinking out of a green fucking bottle.
No, I'm not. I'm drinking nothing wrong.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what the fuck you want me to tell you, man? You're not even like don't fucking talk to me. You're wearing green paisley and
people
black.
Been asking. And the tickets, buy tickets is now up on the Drop website.
For what? Oh,
you go to the Drop Comedy Club website in South Bend, Indiana. The buy tickets option is now active, so you may now buy tickets. See me and Charlie. August 6th and 7th.
It's gonna be like hair. They're gonna fuck on stage. They're gonna strip down,
right?
And then they're gonna
That's
bring
the grand finale.
Yeah. And then there's gonna be two white dogs and doves.
And then she's gonna sing a lot of songs about fucking, and then we're just gonna fuck. Like,
yeah,
and that's the show.
Yep. And then they'll take a bow, but they'll moon you. It'll be a bow and it'll just
painting hanging on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be real good.
Right.
I'm not going to that. You can go to Stool Bend, Indiana on your own.
Indiana. It's South Bend. That's where Notre Dame is.
That's right.
It's not a big.
Wait, isn't that where what's that guy's name?
It's like two cities in Indiana.
Isn't that Pete Buttigieg's
Indianapolis
city?
And,
I think that's
South Bend.
South Bend is where Pete Buttigieg was mayor.
He was, yeah, I believe.
Well, that's why I called Stool Bend.
Well, I'll be good there.
Yeah.
that means there'd be a nice bunch of people that think like me.
Oh my God! Yeah, you and your
like Arizona, where they did I tell you that?
What?
When I went to Arizona, the next week, the owner of the club came there and gathered all the comics. Okay. And made sure to tell them that they knew that this was Trump country.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh shit!
And I was like, I only ever mentioned Donald Trump one time.
With the hat joke.
40 minutes, 45 minutes. I got one joke that talks about Donald Trump, and that was enough.
It pissed him off. What happened? What happened?
He just told those guys, "Oh, there was a guy here last week, and you guys need to know this is Trump country." So he called it the Leonard Rule.
I would have done nothing but Trump
They
jokes.
got the Leonard Rule.
I would have done nothing but Trump jokes.
That's what I thought about doing. It's like, all right, fucking.
Because his campaign.
Write all the jokes that I didn't write
Yeah.
during his presidency and go back and just do them all.
So the guy who ran Trump's first campain,
Yeah, he's a
they jailed
UAE
him.
agent
They arrested him.
for being an agent of the United Arab Emirates. Yes. Who coincidentally, I'm sure, I think is friends with Mohammed bin Bonesaw, who Trump seems to love.
And his name is Tom Barrack. Tom Barrack. And here's the thing. The reason why all of these people are free, Roger Stone, this guy, that, because Trump was still president. So he just pardoned them all, as we knew he would.
Right. Because they were
Steve Bannon pardoned.
They would be in
Stone
jail.
pardoned. Manafort pardoned.
Mm-hmm.
Flynn pardoned. I mean, these guys are straight up and down crooks. You don't have to look. I'll make it real simple for you guys. You know, Bruce, did you know this? That if you're not guilty of anything, you don't have to be pardoned.
Yeah. No,
this is a fucking mind-blowing idea to Trump people. Wait a minute.
No, he even pardoned, posthumously pardoned Dinesh D'Souza so that he could get his felon. He's not a felon anymore because he was pardoned. Even though he went to jail and he served the time.
What did he go for jail for?
Mail or voter fraud, believe it or not. I swear.
You fucking Trumpers.
You can't make this up. You can't make this stuff
fucking
up.
Trumpers.
What do you go to jail for? Voter fraud.
Oh, yeah.
What's the big problem in this
and I'm sure
they say voter fraud.
yeah, in Arizona and fucking Cyber Ninja.
Yeah, they didn't find anything there. You didn't see that? Now that they didn't find anything right in their fucking stupid audit. So now they're like, the only way we can figure this out now is if we have to go door to door and interview every citizen and ask them how they voted.
I would greet them with a gun. I'd greet them with a fucking gun at the door and be like, hey, get the
I just think it's funny how these people say that the left are Nazis, but yet all they ever do is Nazi type tactics like that. Like, let's go around and intimidate every single person, ask them who they voted for. It's like,
and let me come over here. Excuse me?
You know, you live in Arizona, right? Who'd you vote for? Like, you know,
no, they wouldn't do it like that. They wouldn't do it like that.
Open carry, fucking, white dudes, fucking on your porch with fucking pistols and shit. Like, oh, you know, you live in this is Trump country, and we had to tell that comedian that. It's like, you got to know where you're at now. Now you tell us who'd you vote for. That's not intimidating.
No, but they wouldn't do it that way. They would do it like Tucker Carlson. They would come up to your door like a Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints and go, hi, my name is Bill. Right. How are you doing? Hey, I'm just wondering, we're just doing a survey, and we would just really appreciate your honesty. We're wondering, who did you vote for in the 2016 election?
Right.
Okay, I'm going to put Donald Trump. I said, no, I said Joe Biden. I heard Donald Trump.
Right.
No, sir, I voted for Joe Biden. But your name is Billy McCrager at 31 Cactus Drive. And I see here that you're a proud patriot. Aren't you a proud patriot? Don't you want to be an American citizen?
Right.
Don't you want the freedom that Donald Trump and only Donald Trump alone can provide? He alone can save America. Right. And that's why we know in our heart of hearts that you voted for Donald Trump. No, sorry, I voted for Joe. Okay, we're not getting through to you.
That's what I'm saying. And that's when the guys,
then it goes,
the open carry white guys come out from around the corner.
Yeah.
And they're fucking oath keepers or something.
Sir, actually, no, you made my face even more disappearing. Hold on, there we go.
Sir, oath keepers.
Let me put this another way, sir.
What oath are they keeping, by the way?
I don't know.
No, I mean, I've never seen their oath that they're keeping, but there's some kind of oath that's in
so no,
name.
so here's the thing. The guy we were talking about last week, one of the insurrectionists. So
a guy got 8 months. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was
first
a joke.
guy got 8 months.
But there's a guy from a place called Arab, go figure, Arab, Alabama, and he was one of the insurrectionists. He was an army guy, and we discussed this.
Arab, goddammit.
Yeah. He got me. Now, before he went full-blown insurrectionist, the Oath Keepers were going to places like Florida where they were having hurricane problems, and they were, putting up sandbags, trying to actually help and do like National Guard level stuff. But then it escalated when they decided to provide security for Roger Stone as he was going to court dates. So, I mean, their idea is, in their own twisted way, is it's either, these are people who want to still serve and be important. And these are also people who never got to serve, and this is their opportunity to me, this cosplay.
Have you seen this guy?
Oh, yeah, the long-haired guy.
He looks like a Marvel villain or something. He's got an eye patch and shit.
Oh, God. Snake Plissken over here decided to... the founder
he
of...
He looks like a guy.
Oh, we got to get a picture of this. Hold on. We're going to pull this guy up.
Oath Keepers. It'll come right up.
And he pleads guilty. Stuart Rhodes.
Yes.
But he doesn't have an eye patch in the pictures I'm seeing. Oh, no, there he is.
Yeah, that one. That's
Holy
the one. No, he looks like a fucking Marvel villain or something.
Holy crap. It's like a drunk, fat Nick Fury.
Yeah, no, it's the same. White, too.
Yeah.
Drunk, white Nick Fury.
Look at that. Look at that piece of shit. Now, Nick Fury Nick Fury was drawn to look like Snake Plissken or vice versa. And then later on, they switched it in Marvel Ultimate, to basically Samuel Jackson. They did that in the comic first. They redrew him as Samuel Jackson.
But it was
Snake Plissken.
It was Snake Plissken.
It was Snake Plissken. The old Nick Fury was Snake Plissken.
Uh-huh.
But this is just reeks of loser.
It came after?
What?
It came after Escape from New York when they made Nick Fury?
No.
I don't think so.
Before. Nick Fury was first.
No, I was going to say, so what? It couldn't have been Snake Plissken.
Hold on.
Because Escape from New York, was it like in the 80s?
Hold on. Nick Fury, 1963.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
So Snake Plissken was probably modeled after him.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Original comic. And let me see if I can pull some images up. Because, yeah, he was basically...
Yeah, and he was a white guy.
Yeah, that was...
He was the Oath Keeper.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let's see if we can... Yeah, this is the most... And then I love hold on a second, we'll blow this up. This is why I want a second set of hands. That was the original Nick Fury, and and Snake Plissken. You could see where they got the idea that.
No, that's what I was going to say. Like I think you have it opposite. I think Snake Plissken is
after
taken from him.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Sorry if I may
because didn't Plissken too smoke a cigar?
Oh yeah, it was. This is like this reeks of Snake Plissken. No, and then the other thing is, I love how in the Venture Brothers,
John Carpenter kind of swiped it.
And the Venture Brothers, they made their character Hunter S. Thompson combined with Nick Fury. So that Nick Fury character is Hunter S. Thompson.
Right.
And I didn't understand that. I really didn't get the and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. That's the guy from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And then somebody's like, no, Rob, you fucking plebeian.
Right.
And it's
Hunter S. Thompson.
Hunter S. Thompson, which was the character that Johnny Depp was doing.
You not read any of his books, man?
No, I'm not that
really.
Cool. I've never. I'm aware.
Jesus Christ.
That was his book, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah. But you
No, I'm not. That was not something that I was in my wheelhouse.
He's got a lot of other books though. He has real books where like he covers the presidential campaign and shit.
Really?
Yeah, he follows Nixon around. It's called Fear and Loathing on the Campaign Trail.
Wow.
Yeah, and he follows around these guys that are running during the Nixon presidency times. I can't remember the guy's name that he's with. He's on the bus though with these guys. They all talk about it too, like, oh yeah, he was different. Like,
yeah.
It's like,
yeah, but that was it. I mean, I like it though that these guys are getting so already the conservative people are going, oh my God, you're really complaining about this? You're really complaining that the guy got 8 months? I mean, it's already.
I read this thing that said there was this kid that spent 2 years for I can't even remember what it was, like stealing like I don't even remember what he said. It's like some ridiculous shit. It was like he stole a notebook or something, and he was in jail for 2 years. And he's like, and this guy gets 8 months. He's like, it's fucking jail.
That was it. That was it. Yeah, for drug offenses, there are people in jail. That was the idea.
Yeah, they got weed or something. It's like they're in prison.
That was what I remember.
5-year sentence,
Right.
And this guy gets 8 months.
Right. So I posted that, and my buddy goes, "Oh my God, there's people in jail for minor weed possession or distribution doing more time than an insurrectionist." And my friend, one of my conservative buddies, he goes, "Oh, I guess you have Joe Biden to thank for all of those harsh prison sentences and all of the police reforms that
What? No, that would be Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, but no, Biden did write a lot of stuff. And now it's Biden is in the Ku Klux Klan. Wait a minute. Well, Biden was an actual Klan member.
No, have you heard this one? That Biden owns an island in the Virgin Islands right next to Jeffrey Epstein's island.
He's a pedophile.
And he never owned an island ever. Like it's not true.
But Biden would not be able.
This woman was yelling at me on Twitter. I didn't know about it. And then this woman starts yelling at me on Twitter, and she's like, "Yo, don't you know that never down in the Biden's own island right next to the thing?" And I was like, "What?" It's like, so I looked it up, and it was like, yeah, it's a rumor that's going around. It's like, of course, all the fact checks.
QAnon.
Like he never owned
QAnon.
never owned
QAnon.
island. Oh, here's something else. Did you hear this story?
What?
This is real. This really happened.
Okay.
This is America. And you wonder why they say, oh, they're having trouble getting people to go back to work. At Frito-Lay.
Oh, no.
Someone put this on Twitter. And again, they just posted it. They were just like at a Frito-Lay factory, a man died on the line, and they
kept working.
Supervisors told him to just push his body, over whatever, and just keep working. Yeah. And I was like, this can't be real. So I looked it up. No, totally real. This guy died on the factory floor at Frito-Lay, where they're packaging your Fritos and your Cheetos or whatever. And and the supervisor came over and told them to just push him over and keep working. They call somebody to come, pick.
Oh, no, hold on there. Now, hold on there.
They're like, hey, wait a minute. This Bob, like, it's a human being.
Why is he Bob?
Like, he's been here for 5 years.
Why you give him my name?
No, but I'm just saying, he's been here for 5 years, Bob. It's like he's a person. He's not. It's not like.
No,
they
Bruce,
don't even think of you as human beings. That's the fucking point. You're just a number to them, man.
Bruce, see, I can picture it right now. Hey, wait a minute. Bob's fingernails are kind of long there. What if we took Bob's fingernails and put some cheesy powder on them? Hey, trim Bob's finger and toenails and throw them in the bag. Right. Those are kind of crunchy looking.
Right. No, I'm just saying.
That's a pretty good flavor. Look at that. Hey, Bob's toenails
This is how much
flavor.
they care about you, corporate America. Like you're nothing to them but a tool to make money. That's all they fucking care. You're not a human being. This society is designed for you to be slave.
No, but this.
You're a servant.
But you know what? Here's the thing now. Now you're agreeing with Sarah. But wait a minute. But you're agreeing with Sarah Palin now. You know that. That's something Sarah Palin said.
What?
Sarah Palin.
No, Republicans are all pro-business. They don't want any regulation. That's the point.
Sarah Palin said
this is the point of deregulated business. This is what happens when businesses aren't regulated.
Right, but this is what she said.
There were mandatory overtime in these people making them work like 60, 70-hour weeks.
This is literally a line out of Sarah Palin. What you just said was she had that one-liner that slavery is no different than what's going on right now in business. She said this. I'm paraphrasing. But Sarah Palin equated working a job to slavery. And there's a lot of people on the conservative side where this is where my faculties shift. A lot of people who are maybe
this is where you fucking lose me. Like, what the fuck are you even trying to say? What do you mean?
Conservatives, capitalists, the people who most of them will say, look, you got a job, you're working a 9 to 5 in Vons, and you think this is slave labor, or that Frito-Lay example is slave labor.
Well, I wouldn't say that. They don't treat us like that.
Right. I don't get lost.
Go to Amazon.
Hold on.
Go to fucking Frito-Lay.
All right, but let's not go down the wrong river. What I'm saying is, they would go, you're right. It is as bad as you say it is. The people I know who are entrepreneurs, who are making money, would look at you and go, yes, Mr. Leonard, you are absolutely right. It is slavery. They don't care about you, and it's your fault for letting it happen and staying there. It is your opportunity as an American where you have equal on equal opportunity. In other words, you all
that's
have
bullshit too.
no, well, no,
you know as well as I do. You can't just walk out of your job and get another one like tomorrow.
Absolutely not. That's no one's saying that.
They're not going to offer you fucking
Correct.
$9 an hour.
No one is saying
shit.
that. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is any capitalist, any entrepreneur, anyone who's built their own business, like you're doing. What
are you talking about? Your Amway friends?
No,
like you're hanging out with these people. Like these are real legitimate people.
Whoa, slow your roll. You, Bruce, are an entrepreneur. Right. You are making your own business doing comedy.
Right.
Transitioning yourself out from a shitty 9 to 5, or in your case, 9 to 5 a.m. You're an entrepreneur as anybody else.
Right.
It's the same thing, different venue. You're selling jokes, they sell soap, whatever the hell it is. It doesn't matter.
I guess you're right in that.
And they would look at you and go, Bruce, we agree with you. You think like a capitalist. And you'd go, no, I'm not a capitalist. You are.
No, listen, I never said I was a capitalist. What I said is unregulated capitalism. Capitalism must be regulated. If it's not regulated,
that's fine. But what I'm saying to you is
they turn people into slaves.
But what I'm talking about is when you talk to I'm not talking about gun-toting Jim McPhee on the corner who thinks everything is just right out of 4chan.
Well, they don't even know how things work.
No, we're not talking about those whack jobs with the tinfoil hats. Fuck them. We're not even talking about I'm not talking about I'm talking about remember this, Bruce. You have to remember this. The different types of conservatives are out there, the different types of Trumpers. There are people I know, and it's not just the Amway group of people that I have met. I have my money invested with a guy for 15 years. I went to high school with him.
Right.
He's arming up like he's arming. He and his wife are buying
prepper.
He's not that bad, but he's going. He let it slip. He goes to me, well, you know what, Rob, we got a 6 hour. We've got an AR-15, and we've got a couple of 9s, a couple of 45s. Me and Nicole go to the range. And I go, whoa, Kevin, what's all this about? Are you and Nicole just trying to find like activities to kind of rekindle your marriage? Well, we've got a lot of money, and we've got to be prepared for when the bad times start to come. And
I don't understand is why do people think they need more than one gun?
Well, no, because you need to have a different arsenal.
If I have a gun, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. But if that guy's got an AR-15 and he's shooting from across your alleyway,
well, that's different.
But my point is all of these people that I know of that origin.
Point, if that's true, you can't go outside anyway.
Well, no, that's
every time you go outside, you're risking it,
right?
Because everybody could be shooting.
Right, but let's not go down the wrong river. What I'm saying here is, of the people who consider themselves to be strictly capitalist, not the whack jobs who are talking every conspiracy theory they heard on 8chan and Parler and QAnon, but the people who are just like, hey, look, I'm here about making money. They're going to say to you, sir, are a capitalist because you're putting yourself first.
No, but listen, I never said I wasn't.
No. Okay. But what I'm saying is that's conservatism. That element of it is conservatism. And
I believe that the capitalist system
can be done properly.
But it needs to be regulated.
Right now,
and every time they try to regulate, they say, "Oh,
this government." I know. Hold on, but I know. But what I'm saying is now, when you talk about the job shit that let a guy die in a factory line, they would look at it and go, "Yeah, that's horrible." But he had every opportunity as an American to gradually work his way out into something else.
Yeah, but fuck you. That shouldn't even be legal in this country to work people to death like that.
No, it shouldn't.
Like, why is that? Why would anyone stick up for that? That's my question. I'm not. This is the problem that a lot of people misperceive what I really am. These people say, "Oh, you're some kind of liberal, communist. You're not against nothing." No, I have nothing against the capitalist system. I think the capitalist system works, and as far as providing freedom and opportunity for people to rise up out of classism and all that shit, it's the best system that's ever been made, really. But it needs to be regulated, because without regulation, there would still be 7-day work weeks. There would still be child labor. There would still be all this shit. Regulations make the labor market fair for people and try to make it so that these companies are forced to treat people like human beings and not like
I know, but now
cattle.
here's the thing. Here's the
You know,
thing.
that's my
Here's
point.
the problem.
Just rolling a dead guy off the line and telling the next guy to
Yes,
step
that's
up.
fucked up.
That's what happened in 1915.
So
before there was any
yes.
regulation.
But here's the thing now.
Coal mines.
Yes. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. There's certain jobs that are never ever going to give you any ever any level of dignity or fair wage or anything. There's no way that an American working a minimum wage job can afford to live somewhere. It's on every fucking news.
Right.
Doesn't matter what your affiliation is. Doesn't matter what your source of news comes from.
That's another problem.
But that's the drive that from a capitalist standpoint, they look at this and they go, okay, you're working a shitty job that's exploiting the shit out of you. Good. And you go, well, wait a minute.
That's some libertarian bullshit.
No,
like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, son.
But think about it. But no. You're not listening, Bruce.
No, I am listening.
No, you're not. Because you're already you're picking yourself up by the bootstrap. By that logic, you are actually doing that. You are transitioning out of a shit job into something better that utilizes your skills. I don't
have a shit job.
No, dude.
It's not.
You said to me yourself. You said to me yourself off here. You go, hey, look, this is physically demanding on me. I'm getting older.
But I'm saying it doesn't. I get paid.
Do you want to be?
But
do you want to be?
Do you want to be $10 an hour?
Right, but do you want to be the 65-year-old guy?
No.
Right, there you go.
That's my fucking point.
That's the point. That's the point.
Same as when I was running a bar. I was my own man. I owned my own business. And I looked at it and I said, "Do I want to be 50 years old in this bar, dodging bullets and getting beat up?"
That's where.
So I went all the way back to the bottom.
Right, Bruce. But that's the light bulb moment. That should be the click where you go, "Oh shit, there is elements of that," and that's where I come from. My thing is this. My mind. The way it works, because you were saying to me, hey, look, man, you're doing this comedy. This is a side thing. Even our show's a side thing. You got to focus. I've got at the entry gate of like 3 or 4 different things where I'm not utilizing the skills that I want to. And they can.
No, you're not focused.
That's fine. It's not fine. But
you're like, oh, I want to do this and this and this. And
right.
this,
but
this. You can't do all those things.
Marcus, we stay on the line, Marcus. We want to talk to you. Because he's promoting something, and Marcus is the same as me.
What Marcus did is smart.
He focused.
He decided, hey, this comedy's not working out for me the way I want it to.
Right.
So he was like, I like wrestling. So he stopped doing comedy and focused on the wrestling. And now he's doing wrestling, and it's being successful.
My thing.
It looks like
right,
it is.
right.
But, what I'm saying is that's what happens when you focus on one thing.
I get that, but the part
put your work into it.
There's 2 things. Number one, you got to know what the fuck to focus into. You can't just hold up. Let me just jump straight to the wall.
When I met you were doing.
I know.
So
I've spent my life. I was doing stand up. I think for me, and I say this, I enjoy doing this. I enjoy being able to talk. I enjoy being able to communicate. I enjoy being able to tell stories. I enjoy being able to create a situation by which I'm describing something in a vivid way that you can visualize and interacting with people who have a point of reference, know what the fuck I'm talking about, versus doing an ambiguous, innocuous joke. I hate that. That's not me. I cannot be the guy to tell a one-liner about or do a Jerry Seinfeld type thing. Right. Where that's not who I am. And I'm not some hipster guy that can talk about really avant-garde, what's the word I'm looking for? Strange topics. Like where Ryan Barassa goes, oh, I want to, stick my, thumbs into the eyes of Trump like Baphomet the devil.
No, that's
Maya Jamie. And then project his innermost fears. Yeah. And I'm like, holy shit, some of those references are so, I can't think of the word right now, and so obscure. Niche. And I'm like, that's not my niche. Yeah, that's not my.
Well, no, that's the thing of being a comic is you got to sell you. Right. If you don't know who you are, you won't be a good comic.
I was doing, there was a place called the Hard Hat Lounge. And there was an audience there. It was like a mix. It was like a 75-25 mix of comics to audience. Right. But the audience were engaged. And I was doing jokes.
I heard that place was good.
It was good.
It was closed before I got here.
Right.
But I hear stories about it.
Yeah, it was great. So I did that place, and I was doing jokes about things in Long Island, things in New York, in Westchester, and this and that. And there were 2 or 3 New Yorkers there, and I was getting laughs. The rest of the people were dead silent because I'm talking about references to things.
Right, they don't get it.
Yeah. So for me, it's like I've got one bullet in the gun. Yeah, well, you're at work getting slammed, taking a 5. What's up? Oh, okay. Well, you're doing a wrestling promotion again. I'm going to pull your page because I want to talk to you about something. I went to Versus Pro Studios with my buddy Dier, and Dier is my buddy Dier is a wrestler. He's a wrestler that is he's just learning. He's just learning. I don't have it on me right now. Did not put this. I don't know which page you have it on, but you could type it in the.
You don't have a page for your wrestling?
No, I didn't. Yeah, he doesn't have a. Let me.
Dude, you need to make a page for your wrestling. I'm surprised you haven't done that.
Let me see if I can find it under Cat's.
Remember my point being.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
When he.
Here we go.
Focus on that. He's getting it done. You know.
Well, yeah. So here's
you
the thing.
You can't have your irons in 5 different fires and expect.
No, and I understand that when I'm with the problem here, and I want to do it
when I met you, you were doing stand up, so I assumed
that
you wanted to be a comic. But I always told you that. I always said I thought that you were more suited.
Well, let's
to something like this.
Let's pause this 1 sec. Let's put a thumbtack on that. This is going to be Deep Blue Siege. It's Marcus Deeds promotion, and it's $15, 20 at the door. Versus Pro Studios is a Maryland Parkway. My favorite place for food is Maryland Parkway, as I've said millions of times over.
I can't go.
And
I'll be in South Bend.
I want to say, I said I went to Versus Pro Studios, and I showed the pictures a month ago of me trying to get in and learn. And I said, oh, I know Marcus. And they said, who? Marcus Dietz. Hi, guys. My name is Marcus. Oh, that guy. And they were making a crack until they saw that on your card at your last show in Henderson that you booked Funny Bone. And I could be mistaken on fucking up the name. Correct me if I'm wrong. And they were impressed. There was a guy named Shade. He was fucking impressed that you got him. So they were like, oh, well, okay. So it took you a while. It took Marcus a while to figure out that this is where he could put his energy and put his focus into. So that's where the stage where I'm at is, where am I going to take my abilities? If I do an impersonation, I love doing the stuff with Classy Hooligans that we're doing. We have a new episode coming out, or a sketch, and it's called Friend Zone Meal Plan. And I'm in it. Luella Chavez is in it. He's doing voiceover. I enjoy doing that more than I go up doing 5 minutes. I love that, and it took me a while. It took a while for what's his name from Iowa?
Tom
Garland. Tom Garland is a comedian from Vegas, or from Iowa, who moved to Vegas, and he could do crowd work. That means he could sit there and pick a crowd apart and dissect them and get them laughing on and turning on each other. He was great at that. You ask him to tell a joke.
Yeah,
crickets.
Didn't have much joke. So I always said, that's why I always thought that me and him became friends, because we each admired each other. Like, I think he admired that I could tell jokes, and I admired that his stuff that because I could never do what he's doing.
He's so quick.
I don't think I could.
He's so quick on the draw.
I watch him, and it amazes me. It's like, this is genius what he's doing.
Well, so Marcus is going, I hit a wall comedy when you guys doing the same 5 minutes of getting booked all the time. I decided that I was stuck and it wasn't fun anymore. And that's
having fun is the most part of it. Like, that's why I always say, like, I wouldn't do. That's why when I quit doing comedy, it wasn't fun. And it stopped being fun.
Right. Well, that's
and we're like, this is not fun right now. I don't want to do it anymore.
For me,
it's not fun.
I enjoy.
If it just felt like a job, you know, what I mean?
Right.
Like,
and that's the thing. Like, to go to a mic. The problem is to go to a mic, and it's like peeling back the layer. You go to a mic, you're sitting in a room full of other comedians who've heard your shit or heard the premise or heard something similar. You get 0 to dick responses half the damn time. So that's kind of
Champagne's is fun.
Right.
Because nobody feels like they got to do their fucking regular corny shit. Like, you know what I mean?
You can experiment and be
just
free.
Goes up and fucks around and it's fun. It's more fun that way. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like,
I think for me, Bruce, the biggest thing is being yourself and still being relatable enough to other people that you can reach across that aisle. Marcus, you equated to working an office job. I think there's just something mechanical about the mic scene, and you got to be grateful to be out here in the Vegas mic scene. Other places you got to bark or pay money, and Johnny
or
Brim,
there's no mics.
yeah, or Johnny Brim was like, I said to him, I got to book with somebody to get on this one open mic. He goes, you don't book an open mic. Actually, he's wrong. In other cities, you got to try to get booked to get in an open mic. We have to call somebody, see if you can get in just for an open mic. New York, I went through a website called Bratislava.
LA is kind of like sometimes you got to go to LA and put your name in a bucket, and you may or may not get on after you hung out for 4 hours.
Right, right.
Like
Marcus hit the nail on the head. Same people, same jokes, same fake smiles. It's almost like AA. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous, but with the alcohol. And it's a bunch of people, and there's a few people that are in the zone. He's got something going on. There's people who are going out, but I've seen people who get booked places, Bruce, and there's no laughs. And
there are people you could name if you wanted.
Oh, I'm not going to do it.
No, I don't either. But I'm saying they're
I've seen
out
them.
there, and you're like, wow, why? Why are they still booking this dude?
Oh, hold on, yeah. Oh, you ever did this? You ever flick your dick? You ever, and I'm like, okay, he's not doing that joke on his book stuff. Maybe he was doing that to get, and then he did it in a book show, and I'm like, there was no responses there either. And I'm like, this is what I didn't understand. There were certain people,
I don't know,
where they're, and then there's other people who are funny, but they're not funny in all venues. Like Ryan Barassa is hysterical, but he's dry humor, and at certain venues.
Yeah, but that's every comedian.
No, I get that.
If you're an original comedian,
I get
you're
that.
putting out your own product.
It's
not
get
for
it.
everybody.
I get it.
And you got to find your market.
That's my point. Is I'm trying to. The journey for me. I've been doing this 3 years.
Oh, I didn't lose my passion. That's not my point.
No, but
my point is, you see that stuff. You can't let it bother you.
No, but it
doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter if some guys getting booked at the Artifice or the Artisan or he's in the LA Comedy Club clique and you're not. None of that matters. What matters is what are you doing? Like, I'm not in any of those things, and I'm going to South Bend. And
I get. Now, let me ask you.
And to me, that's the goal: is to get out of here, not to be.
I understand
on this wheel in Vegas where going. Oh, I hope that LA Comedy Club gets.
No. But you're at a different. Yes, but you are fired up about what you're doing. You're passionate about it. Because you also know that you have material that lands, you've got stuff that's tested, you've got 45 minutes under the belt.
I've had a career before,
right? I know and now you're comparing your aircraft carrier of experience to somebody who's on a rowboat. That's
right, but that's what I'm saying.
And that's the thing is it's figuring out. It's figuring out that mechanism.
Still open, Marcus. Speaking of Houston. Is the Laugh Stop still there? Because I don't think it is. I heard it closed, and that made me very sad because that's a legendary fucking place. I hope it's open or somebody reopens it. No, but that's not what I mean. I mean, it's easy. Just like I said, though, when I came here, I didn't know anybody, so I was down there with everybody else. I mean, yeah, I had this aircraft carrier of experience or whatever you're saying, but I still had to start from nothing.
No, I know, but now you're at this level and you're going, hey, what have you done?
You never heard of it? The Laugh Stop is where Bill Hicks recorded something there.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Hedberg's first album
Bill
was recorded
Hicks.
there.
Oh, boy, he's got a shrine of Bill Hicks in the bedroom. Oh,
I
no,
don't have
Marcus.
a shrine, just one print.
I know.
But he hasn't heard of it. Well, go look for it.
Yeah, but he's not doing comedy, so what would he care for?
Well, he still like comedy. All the best comics go to Laugh Stop. I promise.
I don't doubt it. But see, this is my point. You're in a different state of mind and you're at a different place than somebody else. So, you're like, oh, you don't know, but this is, why would they know about it? They're not looking for it.
Right.
He's not looking for it.
Oh, okay.
All right. See there.
I was going to say, you've heard of it before.
Marcus's thing is this. Marcus's thing is he's always in the background been some sort of promoter. He was doing band promotion. He's been trying to promote comics. He's been trying to promote himself, and he got into doing the self-loathing, self-deprecating comedy, and it was good. You had a good, strong 15 minutes, no doubt about it. When you're in the zone, you could put 15 minutes together, and you're fucking funny, and you got that dry delivery, and it just everything about it is great.
You know what though?
And
what he said
great.
is true though.
Yeah.
Once he loses the passion, and like he said, he's just going up there. He feels like he's just going through the motions. Like you can tell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you need all that to sell your stuff.
Yeah. No.
If you don't believe in it, no one else is gonna believe it.
The one thing that I did years ago, and I've said this before, was I wanted to do voiceovers. So I took a Learning Annex course with Bob Bergen, the voice of Porky Pig, not in the new fucking Space Jam. They fucked him. They have him doing Tweety, but not Porky. And you can tell because the guy who's doing Porky Pig sounds like shit.
Whatever. Nobody can do Mel Blanc.
No, but and they would say.
Can you imagine him? No, but I'm saying
no.
How incredible
the entire
it is
the entire
that
cast.
Mel Blanc could do all those voices.
Oh, it was
incredible. All of them. No, there's one guy.
Yeah, some of them were variances of the other, but for the most part, he still found a way to make the.
See, that's what I was saying. That's what I told. Exactly. That's what I told Rob earlier. Was like, hey, what's up, Adam?
You know, the funny thing was when I was growing up, it was a reverse advice.
Irons in 4 or 5 different fires. You want to do this.
I know.
You got to focus on one of them.
I've been hearing that all my life. The problem is I cannot mentally get myself focused on the one thing, and it's variances of to me, like the thing doing the wrestling. My buddy wanted to do that. He wanted to get in, and I said, hey, there's this guy, Marcus. He's coming to town. Go to his show. I can't make it, but go to his show. And he goes, I don't want to do it. I said, get your ass over there. Go see the local show. Go talk to Marcus. You remember him. And then he's doing the thing. So they say it's $100 a month, unlimited use of the ring. I haven't paid this month. The month's already 20 days in. And every time I've been free to go, there's been some reason why they've been closed. And I'm going to get to the point. I'm just going to tell, my buddy, hey, I got into it. I experienced it. I'm out. So that's off the table. The comedy thing to me was more of, okay, now I've got this group of people, and I'm saying to Robbie A says, hey, I'd rather just do more of the classy hooligan stuff, because that shit is more along the lines of what I really like. But I know a lot of those guys, SNL guys, they're all stand-up comedians. Some of them aren't. They're more like groundling guys or guys from Second City in Chicago.
Right, a lot of improv guys.
The improv guys.
Same thing. Improv is not the same. It's different.
Yeah, and I'm learning that, and I'm learning that. I enjoy being able to.
Maybe you should try that.
I enjoy being able to act and emote.
No, but I'm saying,
if
you never tried improv, maybe you should try that. Maybe you'll get there and go, oh, this is fun.
Right.
Because it's not written. It's not like they give you scenarios and then you
right. And
out.
I don't like. I like things to be. I like things to be structured in so much as, like, if we're doing the show, I'd like to be more structured. We go, okay, we know this, and this is happening. Right. We put it together. We got 10 minutes for this, 10 minutes for this, 10 minutes of that. Our schedules don't sync up. We can't always do that. The comedy stuff is,
I'm just fucking busy all the time.
No, you are, and that's fine. Because you have a priority of what's at the top of your list.
Think about this.
That you could put your most energy into.
Just think about this, though. I tell you all the time, like, how busy I am all the time. I'm working. I'm doing this. I'm doing comedy. This week, what happened? I couldn't sleep. The first day of the week, I couldn't sleep because I had to stay up for this fucking video shoot that they were doing down at the Sapphires. I got invited down there to some fucking
video shoot. What was that about?
I don't remember. I can't really talk that much about it right now, but it's something. But anyway, I couldn't sleep, right? So then the next day I go home, my dog's face is swelled up. She's got an abscess tooth. I got to take her to the fucking vet. So I couldn't sleep, right? And then so I have to go home, sleep for 4 or 5 hours, get up, go to work. Then I had to pick the dog up, bring her home in the morning, and then rattle her and the other dog and fucking, so I didn't get no fucking sleep. And then here's my day off where I could sleep. But instead, I get up early, come here and do this.
Thank you.
And then I'm going to Champagne's. I'm not complaining.
No,
I'm saying this is my life.
No,
I don't have any leisure time to be like, oh, I'm just going to rest today. Like,
no, and
I'm
that's
constantly moving and doing something.
that's good. That is fucking fine. That's the way it should be. And I think right now you have momentum. I think right now you're that car and your engine is starting to slowly kick into gear and you're starting to speed up again. And that's where you're at. And I'm at the point where I'm still putting my car together. I'm still building it.
Right.
I don't know. I forget about the paint. I'm not worried about the radio. I'm thinking, all right, I need tires, wheels, and an engine and transmission. I need I need to get a rolling frame.
Right.
I need to get a rolling stock.
Well, it'd be a good idea to know where you're going too once you get this car built.
Well, that's all. But
have a destination in mind.
That's the thing. That's from the point I've been born. I sat there with I'm like the thinker sitting there forever in a day, not able to write. That's the best way to describe it. When I was in college, I had to write a 25-page thesis.
Right.
Do you know how I wrote it the night before?
Oh, I always did that.
I wrote 25 pages.
I always put everything off to the very last minute.
But you know,
I do it under like pressure,
right? But you know what happened? I could not write the beginning. So you know what I did? I skipped the beginning and wrote the next page, 4 or 5 pages in, and then came back and wrote a beginning based off the middle and the end.
Right.
And I got a B+ because of errors. Not for the content, because of spelling errors and poor grammar. And not poor grammar. There was some things, typos, things like that.
Right.
So that's my point, is I don't know what that beginning is. I can envision, using my talent. I worked in radio for 7 years. I love doing that. I wouldn't give a fuck if you paid me $30,000 and said you got to live in a fucking box, but you get to do that for the rest of your life. I'd go, okay. Am I going to be in a walk of fame? No. Am I going to be famous? No, but I'm going to sit there and go 103.9 WFAS. Sounds the 70s, 80s, 90s today. And I was happy.
Anything is that,
I
just want to do what I want to do and not be beholden to somebody else to tell me what I should be or not. That
is anybody I know who's, and again, I'm going to classify you as an entrepreneur because that's what you are.
On some level, that's correct.
Yeah.
But I'm also an artist, which makes me much different.
Yes, but it's the same
than the average like entrepreneur guy with the suit and tie. Jeff Bezos out in his garage.
No, well, he's going to be in a rocket ship. I hope.
But he was at one time in his garage, and people were like, "You're fucking crazy." I'm sure.
No. Yeah.
He was like, "You know what? I want to have everything sent in the mail." And they're like, "You're fucking nuts."
I wouldn't have said you're nuts. It's no different than a catalog. I mean,
no, but I'm saying like.
That's really, to me, the internet wasn't anything revolutionary in that sense, because it was no different than having a catalog and waiting a few extra days.
Stay still. You know what would be cool? Steaks in the mail.
Steaks?
Omaha steaks.
Oh, yeah. Why, does he own that?
It's really high, thinking up that. Like, you know what would be cool, man? Steaks.
I love the fat woman they have in the commercial. I love the fat woman in the commercial.
You just go out to your fucking mailbox, man, and steaks are right there, man, ready to be cooked.
Omaha steaks. Oh, yeah, man. Well, no, but think about it.
His friend was like, "That's fucking genius, man." Yeah. Let's do it. You got some styrofoam cooler?
His favorite audience member is himself.
It's just true. It's like,
what we're gonna do for Bruce's birthday is I'm gonna get 100 mirrors, and if you do your set in front of yourself, oh my god!
Not much said. I'm just thinking. I've always thought it was funny. I
know.
I mean, I guess I could make it into a bit, but
yeah, of course you could.
I've just always thought about it.
It's the same kind of. It's the same.
I did make it a meme once.
It's the same mechanism as your Trump thing. It's like, oh wow, steaks in the mail. I would have thought of this one.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the same. It's that same, but see that, but that's a one-liner, and you have a delivery mechanism, and it's almost like you have a weapon and you're just rearming it with a new fuse.
Right.
You're putting a new fuse. It's the same joke, but you've been able to mechanize it, and you could do that over and over again, and it could be effective.
Right.
And it's new every time to the audience. But now what you have is the assembly line of an assembly line of way to tell a joke, and a delivery mechanism you could just insert.
I just have all these fucking thoughts.
Well, you could tell me your style, and I say this because I think it's intelligent, is a Mad Lib. the way you have it
Sort of.
organized. It's a Mad Lib. And
No, sort of.
I am a methodical, overthinking, analytical, neurotic kind of guy. And that shit was great in the 90s. But then I kind of look Spanish-y, black, Puerto Rican-y, white, Cuban-y. Nobody knows what the fuck I am. So somebody looks at you, and that first appearance, that first thought, first of all, I like the outfit you got going. You're starting to get, your shoes are fucking horrible. But the rest of your outfit's great. Your jeans, your shirt, you're starting to dress real good. And I've seen pictures of, how you were dressed. You look like in the 90s if Tim Heidecker fucked Eric Wardheim. You had like a look in the middle of the two of them. And it was fine. And you have a great look. You've got good delivery. I don't like the sequins jackets per se. I think you could go without that.
Well, that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah, you didn't need that.
Experimenting with different.
Yeah, you didn't need that.
Looks.
And
until I find the one that works for me.
We got it. What I'm going to do for you, I'm going to help you out because you're my friend. We're going to go. I'm going to take you to a place where you get good look and not go crazy. You're going to wear this outfit, and we're going to go to the Saks Fifth Avenue outlet, right by where Fry's used to be. Before now, it's just a place where dogs piss on the side of the door, and right by the Whole Foods. And I'm gonna help you pick some cool looking shoes that'll finish that off. I have something in mind, and you'll love it. And Charlie will be soaked. She'll see you and she'll be like, she'll just be,
Let me that, no secret.
What?
I don't have to do anything for that.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking with you.
Well,
anyways, I know.
She's that into me. I don't know why. I mean, I'm saying, I'm not sitting here like, oh yeah, I know why.
I get soaked when I see Bruce. He knows my POC isn't loose.
Like, I don't fucking get
it. Whatever. No, I think we need to work on your shoe game. Your shoe game is shit. You wear like you. There's this wrestler, an old retired wrestler. He doesn't wrestle anymore, but he's a manager. His name's Tully Blanchard. He did one match like 2 weeks ago, and he looked. And he has these like cool suits and then he's got like fucking Skechers like orthopedic ortho shoes on. And I'm like, you just ruined
Joe Montana ones with
the
thick sole.
yeah. I'm looking at you and you got.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Those
like
this.
Yeah.
The wobblers.
Yeah. They don't have those anymore. I bought those.
No, I know. I was in the Skechers store, like going, where the fuck? Don't they have those?
I wore those. First of all, you look like a retard. You look like you're like fucking short push.
No, that's what I said. They look like shoes for the mentally handicapped.
Oh yeah,
or somebody that has severe scoliosis or something.
So I bought those because I was having knee problems, and all you gotta do is get the little like copper fit knee brace, the copper infused materials. This is spandex. The copper infused materials with the copper glue-on logo will give you. But it works.
Dude, advertising is so full of shit. Like this year,
copper.
Twice a year, there's cherries. Right? It's cherry season. It's very limited window too. The cherries are weird in that way. Like you can only get them twice a year at certain times a year. And they have all these ads for them when they come on in the store. They're like, this is nature, Mother Nature. This is the one. So this year they didn't even change the ad. They just ran the same ad from last year. And then this is what it says. It goes, Mother Nature can be fickle, but this year, perfect spring conditions gave way to possibly the best growing season ever. And I'm going.
Every year.
It's a goddamn fucking heat wave and a massive drought and everything's on fire. And this guy's going, the perfect spring conditions.
What they didn't say was the perfect spring conditions in a third world country where
it's Northwest cherries.
Where Ho Kim has an AK-47.
Oregon or something where it was on fire. Like
bullshit. No, they're bringing those are cherries. Those are like spring blossom cherries in China.
My point being that
they're just slapping an Oregon label on it.
Full of shit. They're lying at all times, constantly.
When I was in middle school, they showed us a documentary about where Del Monte comes from and Dole. And
United Fruit.
Yeah. And they literally
there's a movie on Prime about United Fruit.
This is an old movie from this.
They literally overthrew governments.
No, so yeah. So what they basically did was this. They went, okay, so Pham Dinh Ho in West Vietnam's got a banana farm. that his family's owned for generations. So they would send guerrilla warfare, guerrillas in there, armed with AKs or whatever, arrest them, beat the shit out of them, force them to sell their land to the government or Dole or Del Monte, and then say that they're allowed to stay on the land if they work for pennies on the dollar.
Vietnam, United Fruit did the same thing basically in Central America.
Yeah.
That's why Central America is all fucked up right now. And why people wonder why all these people are coming up going across the border.
Yeah.
Is because we've been fucking up their governments down there for the last fucking 100 years. Or more.
Probably like, I would say probably like 40 or so with the way, 50 or so with the way, current.
No. Listen, there's this movie on Prime about United Fruit. They were doing this in the 1920s, man.
Oh, wow.
You know that there was not a banana in the United States. Like, it was not, that market was created.
Yeah.
There was no bananas.
Actually, there is a fruit
the market for bananas
the American Southwest.
In the United States by taking over Central America. They realized that they could grow these bananas cheap.
I don't know why they did it.
And so they fucking started to create a market for bananas in the United States.
There is actually a fruit that grows
the pawpaw way down yonder in the pawpaw patch. You never heard that song?
No.
When you were a kid?
No, but supposedly this fruit tastes like a banana.
Right, but look, it's got seeds in it and shit. It's not as convenient.
And so
they realized how convenient, how easy.
That's a pawpaw, and it's supposed and the
it's fish food or whatever. You can just pick it up, peel it. Either way, my point.
That's what our forefathers ate. Like George Washington wanted pawpaw fruit, and this grows in like Georgia, South Carolina.
When you got wooden teeth or whatever.
Yeah, actually, no, his teeth weren't wooden at all.
Or whatever. I'm just kidding.
His teeth were made out of
legend.
You know, his teeth were made out of. This is true. They got teeth from slaves. They got teeth from horses and cows. And that's what his teeth were made of.
It's like the molars from horses and like some.
Oh, yeah. George Washington's teeth.
Slave teeth in the front.
No, it was cow teeth. His teeth were literally like. Yeah, that's teeth from a cow. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up. And look at the dentures and how horrible those things are. That is freakishly scary. Hold on. I'm going to.
You imagine on national TV giving a speech. Like,
look at that. Look at those teeth. And look how they made. Like, first of all, the last thing you want in your open, sore gums is rusting metal.
Right? Is that springs in the back?
Yeah, springs.
Oh, my God.
And those teeth they're dentures, but they never thought to just get
the
teeth
metal plate goes on top of your gums.
Right.
And that's like something out of a cartoon.
Right. And that's why when you see pictures of him.
Wow, that is fucked.
Those
I never realized that.
Yeah, those were his teeth.
You're not going to there.
And that's why if you look at him, let me see the famous picture of him. All right, let me see here. Open. Let me, because I don't want to get all the other shit in the background. Yeah, that's good enough. If you look at pictures of him, you see how his lips, it's kind of hard to tell here. His lips are kind of pushed out. That's because he's got the dentures, and the dentures are so big and not meant for his face that it's literally just pushing his lips and everything out.
My farm markers. I pump every day. It's like, take it fucking.
Yeah,
take that mouse trap out of your mouth. What the fuck? Come every day.
Yeah, but there he
goes. All about freedom.
Like right around here, you see how he's it looks like his face,
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's right. That's because he's got the dentures and he's got fucked up teeth.
Or if he takes them out, then his face is just
flap. Just like Ren and Stimpy when Ren's mouth just falls on the floor. But that's why he looked like that, was because he had the dentures. And
whatever. People were fucked up, man. Like that shit. Like, remember back then? They had to put on that fucking wig and shit. What the fuck is that all about?
Hold on. I'll say
no, what is it about?
It was a periwig.
Human
it was
beings
a style.
are fucked up. Traditions are fucked up. Like,
hold on. But pick your fucked up. Pick your fucked up. That's what I'm saying. Would you rather this guy owned and beat the shit out of slaves?
I was talking about that. He would.
No. Let me tell you something, Bruce. full of shit. You're a fucking liar, Bruce. Let me tell you, I've got so many black people want to work with me. So many freaking Negroes. They go to me, they go, Donald, you're such a good overseer. You're such a good overseer. No, and I go, that very bad. And I go, look, I didn't ask for slaves. They brought him on a boat. And I go, you know what? I'm such a nice guy. I'm going to give him a shed. We had this tool shed. No, it was a pretty good. It was a pretty good tool shed, Bruce. Bruce.
No,
Bruce, it was a very good tool shed, and I let them live there. I let them. No, I let.
How hospitable.
And I let and now and all I asked was and this is so horrible. They go. Excuse me, you're so horrible. They go to me. I said, "What's your name?" She goes, Shaniqua. I don't know anyone named Shaniqua. I know somebody named Ivanka. So I had to whip her a few times until she changed her name to Ivanka. And they go, that's so horrible. That's so horrible. So I whip. So they go to me, how do you whip a black? Look, you got to do it. You got to whip them. Because do you really want somebody on Trump land? This is, mind you, this is the best manor. Washington's got a manor. He wishes it was good as Trump manor.
Did you see that thing he put out about the golf course? He was like, the British Open's on this other golf course, but our course is not as good as mine. I don't know why they're not on mine.
Let me explain something.
He has to bring it up all the time.
Nobody has a better golf course than Donald Trump. Nobody has better slaves than Don. I've got the best slaves, the dumbest slaves. You wish you had slaves as good as this. Big, very big slaves. Big slaves. And I feel, look, they go, you know what?
Like Steve, what is it?
You're feeding the slaves pig slop. Let me tell you something. You like bacon, right? I love bacon. If the pigs are eating that slop and it tastes and the bacon comes out like that, imagine what the black guys would taste like. Imagine that. And I'm not even eating them. I'm letting them live. They go, Donald, why don't you cook them? Look at that. They gotta be juicy. Look at the ribs on those guys. I'm letting them live. I'm such a good Bruce. I'm such a good overseer. I let the slaves. I even let the women wear clothes. These women were walking around with like plates on their necks and in their mouth.
Goddamn saint. Let me tell you.
I told them. I said, look, Pocahontas.
We were talking about this earlier, like the way. If you look at the history of human society, it's fucked up. Like not just us, every society. Like, why is it always set up to follow one dude, one person? It's always like, oh, that guy.
Because
we're gonna follow that guy.
No. Because
he's the king,
Bruce,
we gotta do what he says.
There's a simple reason for that.
Even if he's batshit crazy and he starts telling people to do crazy shit,
for that.
They're like, well, we gotta do it because that's what he wants.
Bruce, why do you think? Well, let me ask you a question because I know you want to go on a tangent about the hypothetical and it's funny. Why do you think that is? I already know the answer. Why do you think that is?
Because human beings are basically sheep followers. For the most part.
Yes, humans are weak. Humans are,
they need somebody to tell them.
We are animals, but you got to think about.
Tell them what to be.
But that is,
tell them.
But Bruce, that is the
how
way.
To live.
That is the way animals have always lived. When I was 21, no, when I was 23, I always thought it was a nice thing. My mother had cancer. From 22 to 23, 2002 to 2003, she had cancer.
Right.
And she would sit on the deck and stare out the woods. She had the scarf on her head. She was dying. She knew it. And for that summer, the same thing would happen every day. A fawn would come out. Then another fawn would come out. Then a doe would come out and watch the babies. So the two small deer did eat the rotten apples and the horseradish on the ground. Right. In my neighbor's yard. Then the mother deer would come out, and then the buck would come out and watch the mother deer. Like any parental unit, any familiar unit, mammals, it's all the same shit. The father was watching the mother was watching the kids. Same shit. And she was transfixed on this. And every night she would watch this because it was beautiful to her to see a family like this in motion, even among animals. Now,
that's different than that's not all the deers getting together and going, we need to follow that.
No.
The one.
No, stop.
Go ahead.
So, but still, the leader of that family was that male deer. Everything was, there was a hierarchy, and you saw it right there. It's the same thing when you go to your job. It's the same thing in many relationships. Some relationships are 50-50. Some are, but and it is true. In many relationships, we are biologically bred to have a hierarchy. We are. You can argue it. You wouldn't be right. You could argue it, but we are biologically bred for that. Now, people, as we evolved,
I don't get that at
breaking.
All. What you're talking about is genetic family of
no, but I'm using
propagating their species.
No. I was watching, and it couldn't have been more clear. Watching the hierarchy of how that one guy protected his family, and there was a hierarchy going on there. It wasn't just a bunch of animals.
Not the same as the fucking factory.
Wait a minute. Yes, it is, because it is exactly the same. Everything, when you go to a job, when you go to Vaughn's, and I've never worked there, but I know they say this. They'll go to you, hey man, we're a family here. When you go to any job, they'll say,
try to act like,
but because they're trying to establish that there's a familiar unit, and instead of trying to make your manager seem like your boss, they want your manager, whether it's a woman or a man, to be your mother or father. They want
that's a mind fuck.
It is, but it's done by design. Everything is.
I'm not saying that it isn't done.
Everything that our culture is set up for, whether it doesn't matter who, it's always set up as a hierarchical system. Always. You know, even in the Amway scheme thing that you would call it, the guy who is making $1.5 million a year is still getting his check signed by Rich DeVos, and he still pays homage to Rich DeVos, who paid homage. It always is a hierarchical system. Always. Even it's always subconscious. There's always somebody above us. So we go, you know what? That's the guy I emulate. His style is the way I want to do. And now people are going, I'm going to follow him and take what I can from him, and they will follow me. Even if you're an independent entrepreneurial guy, even if you're an artist, there's always somebody that you're following, some way or path that you're looking to go. And then you'll make your own version of it. But everything you do in life is imitation or mimicking of something else. That's the way our society works. That's why you go, fucking love Trump, man. Trump is the way. He's got the vision. He's got and Trump is impersonating his dad. Trump and his dad was probably looking at the Rockefellers or the Bushes, George Prescott Bush, going, I'm making a business model. It's a model, they call it.
Right.
All of these companies go, I have a business model.
Right. No, I get it.
I got a business model.
Structure.
I got a structure. Now, I don't want it to sound bad. I don't want it to sound bad. So instead of calling it a business model, we're going to call it a family unit.
Like, did you see that Australia changed shark attacks to negative encounters?
Right. Because
a negative encounter with
that euphemism, because they don't want people going out there and shooting up sharks, which are important for an ecosystem.
Right.
They don't want people overfishing them because everything has to exist.
Right.
But even in the ecosystem, there's a familiar unit. Humans are the only ones who try to take it and rebrand it as something else. Even if you have progress, you still work under that structure. Everything, the people who are trying to get away from that, you're Jeff Bezos, who's strapping himself to a rocket ship so he can land on Mars and suffocate to death. They're trying to break out of that, but there's nowhere for them to go. There's nowhere for them to go. Even nowhere, no matter with all the money, there's nowhere for you to go because you're still bound by that structure. It's the same thing as like DeSantis.
Well, he stepped off though. He's no longer CEO.
Right, that's fine. But like DeSantis is great. Oh, well, you go, oh, the climate change is bad. It's not a big deal, but it still exists. All of these things still exist. It's all science. You still have a structure where people are inclined to look towards a center for leadership, which is why you get the cult of personality, because Trump did it in reverse. Trump went, all right, now, what are people looking for? This is the other thing that I learned from dealing with the group of people involved in Amway is it opened up my mind and approaching people differently. They go, look, instead of me blindly going out on Tinder looking for a girl, blindly going out and trying to reach an audience, but I'm going to go, you know what? Here are the things that I am. I'm going to try to break this familiar mold. Here are the things that I am. I'm going to try to write this down and now match up people and cherry pick the people who match up with me. My thing out here, being in Vegas for 10 years, is there's only a handful of people that act like I do, think like I do, walk like I do, talk like I do.
But why do people have to be like you?
No, but I want to associate myself In the same way, you and I are having a conversation. We're in many ways worlds apart. I like you because of the differences, but you and Doug Redditch fire on all 8 cylinders, and you're having conversations. You're finishing each other's sentences.
As I said, we're from the same place.
Exactly. It clicks. It's biological.
But I don't do it like.
But it's second nature.
I'm friends
it's
with all kinds of
involuntary.
people
Yes, you are. But the
everywhere.
way in which you interact with him is right. It's so involuntary. You're in the zone with talking to him. It could be about anything. It's
like something about like you feel at home.
Right now.
When you're talking to somebody who's from the same place.
Now, it's like when we joke about the Doobie Brothers, and I go, "What are you talking about? Listen to the music and all that shit." We're like, once in a while they'll play that other shit, but 9 out of 10 times in any station in New York City, it was "Keep coming from somewhere."
Yeah, because you're listening to fucking old people's radio.
No, but the Doobie Brothers, the shit you're listening to is old people radio too. What I'm saying is, if I meet somebody, I was at a bar, Miller's Ale House. They're out of business now. I was at a bar and I sat down at a stool and I said, "Let me get a burger and a beer." Same thing I was getting, Angry Orchard cheeseburger. And over there I got rice because I didn't like their fries. Saffron rice, same thing, same meal. And I sat down for about 10 minutes. The guy goes, "Oh, hey, buddy, you fucking sit in my seat." It took 2 seconds. They said, "What borough?" Didn't say where you're from. We had a 2-hour conversation.
Right.
I think we even as we started delving into it, we knew people.
Well, it's even though it's amplified when you're not there too.
Right.
You're far away from New York.
So my sensibilities, right. Now the funny thing was, when I went to New York in 2019, I wanted to do stand up. I was there for a baptism. I wanted to do stand up in the worst way. I was like, this is my spot. I'm going to go there. I'm going to kill. Everyone's got now it's my people. It's got to be fucking great. So where did I go? I went to all these websites that people told me to go to, and I was looking for the Bronx, nothing in the Bronx. I was looking for Brooklyn, one spot in Brooklyn. I was looking for Queens, way too far away. I'd be spending the whole night on trains. It would be too difficult to get to the other side of New York City, because New York City is not just Manhattan. It's Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island. Yeah. So you'll be on trains for hours. So I picked a spot that it was close enough that I could just shoot downtown, and I went to Lower East Side.
Shoot up in a dealer close by.
So I went from the Bronx to Manhattan. It's just one straight line, and then I went to the Lower East Side. So then I made a little bit of a detour, and Jesus Christ, it was a room of Ryan Barasas. It was a room of more woke, more in tune with different sensibilities than I am, and I did my grouchy material, thinking I'm home. And these people were like,
right.
Why are you so angry? And I said, I'm from the fucking Bronx. And the entire room went, oh. Right. But I was looking to find people like myself. Now, I'm sure in Yonkers, in the Bronx, there's open mics. There's shit like we got out here where they probably have time. But then there was nothing listed anywhere where I could do me and find like-minded people. My neighbor's from Boston.
Yeah, but for example, right? Take Lewis Black, for example, right? He's able to do that angry thing, and he can go and do it in Wisconsin or anywhere.
I would like to see how he started that.
No, what I'm saying though is,
and I would like
he was able to sell that.
The guy that
because he's funny.
That I admired. No, but it's there's a point, a divining rod that he found. For Sam Kinnison's right. Divining rod was...
You'd have Sam Kinison bomb a lot.
Sam Kinnison's divining rod was he was a preacher. He was a Bible-bumping preacher in the 70s. So the way he did his delivery, the way his timing was already there. He had all of the groundwork. He had the frame of the car. He had the tires. Right. He had the audience.
Yeah, you know what that is, though? Again,
he knew the people.
Know what I'm saying.
He knew the audience.
Time, dude.
Right,
even when he was preaching,
but what I'm saying is, he knew the crowd. He knew what he could do. He knew how to work it. He knew how to work it. Yes, but you put in time. But if you're in a room of people with none of the same sensibilities, and you do it for 3 years, and you're looking at it as going, these people are not getting me, and I'm not getting them. That's a problem. If Marcus is doing 3 years of, man, life sucks, haha, and then people go, well, actually, I'm quite fucking happy with life, man. I'm sick of this shit. You're bringing me down. Well, then he's good. So he went and said, this is not where my energy is. So that's my fucking angst is I cannot be me the way I want to be and have a group of people that resonate. And when I do meet people like that, they're few and far between out here. And when I went back home, I went to the People's Improv Theater, Lower Manhattan. And I was like, I'm not finding me and able to be me on a stage. That hurts me. That hits to the core because my whole life is about wanting to find people to resonate with. That everything I've done, whether I'm doing the wrestling now, or whether I'm doing this with you, or whether I'm going on stage, or even when I joined a group of people who are aligned with Amway, was I wanted to find a like-minded group of people, cherry pick that, and find out where my freaking divining rod is, where I can go, this is who I am, this is how I want to project myself, this is how I want people to see me. That's why when I sat there and we were with Doug Redditch looked at me and he goes, do you wear that Yankee hat as like an accessory? Do you wear it in the same way that a Southerner has the Confederate flag? To me, he's a fuck. But I didn't get angry with that. I actually thought about it for a second. I stopped.
It's a poignant question.
And is
it a badge or something?
I said this the other day and I was in tears. My buddy, one of my buddies, Tom Mendes, just died a year and a half ago. And that's still fresh to me. And he was a Cornell graduate, Goldman Sachs guy, worked his ass off, really went up the ladder the hard way and put in the effort. Okay. And he passes away, and he was cremated. I didn't know that. I didn't put two and two together. I was too distraught. There was a little stone box, and I was like, oh, shit. It hit me last week what I was looking at, and I didn't put two and two together because I was too in the moment. But on the table was his Yankee hat and his son's, and I fucking began to blubber.
Right.
Like you would not believe, because that is so ingrained in my culture. So when somebody says, are you doing this? You look like a joke. You look like that you're doing a caricature.
Yeah, but see, look.
But that is me. Listen, that is genuinely who I am.
Let me throw this out here for 1 second, okay? You want to go all the way down deep, right? Yeah. Don't you think that you often talk about not having a sense of like belonging, like who you are. You're not white, you're not black, you're not Italian, but you've been grown up like you're half white, you're half black, raised by these Italians, but you don't feel like you fit in anywhere. But
that's right.
Don't you think maybe that you hold this New York thing is like tighter than some people might, because it's an identity,
right,
of some sort that you can.
But the other thing,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The other identities for you are elusive.
But they're not.
It's easy for you to go, I'm a New Yorker.
No, right. But
you hold on to that.
I sat into a room. I sat in a room.
I'm asking as a question.
No, and I sat in a room for 4 years doing news radio, and doing production.
Right.
And I had a show kind of like this, but I had it on an AM radio station in just outside of New York City. And I had two guys and a woman that were my regulars, my friend Brian Deo, Bob Marone, and Roxy Williams. And they were people that would rotate in and out as regular guests and this, that, and the other. And there were fluent conversations, but the timing and the hour, but it was something to build on. And the other guy, there was another guy I knew, his name is Michael Babchick. He's on XM now. He's on Sirius XM. And he was doing sports, and he was doing kind of borderline Howard Stern stuff where he was getting out there pushing the envelope. Right. And he did a public access cable show, and then he got on Sirius, and he's got a morning show on some channel. I've never heard it. I've never heard it advertised anywhere, but I know he's there because one time he fucked around with one of Howard Stern's guys, and they dragged him in the studio. So I was kind of jealous, but at the same time, he always had that center to him as to who he was, what he was about. I have always been wandering around like a guy with his eyes pecked out, trying to figure this the fuck out.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But my point being, the New York thing is the one thing you can say. Right. That's what I am.
Right.
And so I think that you hold that tighter than some people for that reason.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? There's
the other identities I said are elusive to
right.
you.
Right. And you know what? So there's fairness to that. There's fairness to that.
But you can say, I'm New York. And that's true, and you know it's true,
right?
So therefore, it's a valid identity. So you hold on.
But it doesn't. The thing is here, the thing with Vegas that I've noticed is, and Vegas has no identity. Vegas is literally as transparent as his shirt and mine in this. Well, just the black filter. But Vegas is a transparent place in the sense that there is no New York is not a melting pot. It ain't no fucking melting pot. It's this block is this
segregated.
Yes,
yeah, it's very segregated.
Here is sort of a melting pot. Here is we have a sauce. We mixed the sauce, and now the sauce is separated. It's still a sauce. It's a liquid thing, and it's all. And I can keep stirring it and get it mixed up again. But that's what Vegas is. Vegas is my neighbor is from Boston, and he's a gay guy, and he's conservative. He is a conservative, gun-toting Trump guy who's gay. Okay,
log cabin Republican,
right? But you wouldn't expect that. His neighbor, I haven't even. His neighbor was
a lot of conservatives out here.
Right. His neighbor was a Mexican guy who was kind of middle of the road with a white wife who moved out and we replaced with I don't know who. Even though they're 2 houses away from me. I've never seen them. I think I've never even said hello to them. The neighbors to the right of them were a white family. Neighbors right of them Hawaiian. Across the street is Filipino. Everything's a big jumble here. Everything's a complete fucking jumble. And when you're doing these mics and you're doing audiences, the audiences, if you could get out of the fucking horrible open mic circle and raise your head out above, then you start to get real audiences and you can really see what something is worth. But for me, my thing is, and I did this once, there was some guy visiting from New York and he did champagnes and he almost took offense to me being myself. He was like, are you just trying to do some horrible like impersonation of what a New Yorker is? I'm like, no, I'm fucking genuinely being. I almost want to cold cock him. I literally wanted to like.
But see what I'm saying?
I almost want to.
How dare you insult my New York?
No.
No, but I'm saying
he wasn't. He thought I was putting it on heavy. He thought I was doing a gimmick, and I go, no, I'm not doing a fucking gimmick. I was raised by fucking 3 Sicilian women. I'm not doing a fucking gimmick. When I get angry, when I talk about Yankee Stadium or some shit, they go, oh, here it is. I hear it now. So then people ask about it. It's like the same thing. It's like somebody says to you, oh, so you're in radio, so you do the announcer thing. Oh, let me hear you do it. And then you do cut a promo thing. And then the manager will go, what are you doing, Rob? Well, I listened to your demo. It sounds terrible. You're doing an announcer thing. Don't do an announcer thing. But then everyone wants to hear that. But then when you do it, they go, I don't want to hear that. I'm tuning out.
Right.
Everyone wants it until you do it, and then they don't want it. It's like it's like everyone wants you. Oh, you're the New Yorker guy. So walking through life trying to figure that out has been nothing but fucking 41 years of angst.
But here's the deal. When you're a comedian, they call it in comedy, they call it finding your voice, right?
Yeah.
Because you got to find who you are and then how to project that into your comedy, right? And it takes some people many years to develop this. You know, it's not something that happens overnight. And it's a long, painful process. A lot of people don't make it through it. You know, I
love sitting in a booth. I love recording. Whether it's news, whether it's a voiceover, whether it's the read, I love doing that. I love the microphone, but I love having the control. I love the editing. I love all of that, being in the works. I have equipment here. I didn't even have to get some of the equipment. When we were purchasing some of this, he was like, look, you can get like simpler equipment. And I went, no, I don't want that. I want what I know. I want the things that I've had. I want this to look like a recording studio. I want some of the pieces and the things that I know so I can organically feel I'm at home. Like this is a horrible, horrible station. There's been a lot of video game playing. Yeah, well, so I look at it as a workstation. This is my workstation. This is literally, I've probably logged.
Will you work on Magic the Gathering or?
No, I'll tell you everything I do here. I'm going to tell you now, I've probably logged in about in here so people understand what I'm talking about. I've probably
Dungeons and Dragons.
Close. I probably logged in about.
Is that Diablo?
No, it looks like Diablo. I probably logged in about in here since I moved out here. I probably logged in about 24 hours of random arts and painting and hobby things. I've logged in countless video game hours, countless hours of porn. I'm a dude. Fuck you. Take that fucking shit and shove it up your ass. There's naked ladies on the internet.
If you want to be honest about everything,
and I am. I'm fucking spilling it.
I feel like a lot of people try to project.
I've wanted to go to therapy.
Everybody wants to do everything but look at themselves.
Well-
How's that? Nobody wants to say like, well, maybe I just don't work hard enough at this, or maybe I'm not focused enough on this.
Yeah,
or,
but focus is a fucked up word. Focus is
easy. No, but I'm saying,
but
it's
focus
easier
is a
for somebody
fucked
to
up
go, well,
word.
so-and-so.
But I'm not blaming anybody else.
No, I'm not talking about
blaming.
you
I know, but
in general.
But I don't even care about that. I don't care about what other
everybody.
people.
There's lots of
I don't
people
get.
like that.
Marcus,
They'll go,
I'm so
well,
happy that
so-and-so.
Marcus is finding something. And also, what impressed me with Marcus is when two people, one guy was quick to write him off, and the other guy said, "No, he booked a good card." And I went,
People are always going to try to write.
"Well, that's fine." But what impressed me was that somebody stood up for him and acknowledged him, and I went, "That's good," because they acknowledged the fact that he was able to do something impressive. And
Right.
that was good. And I was like happy. When Liz get on there, you go, I said earlier, I think Liz is in the zone. You go, who the fuck are you?
No, I didn't mean it like that.
I understand, but what I'm
just meant,
saying,
like, it's not relevant to her career. What anybody around here thinks.
No,
or
but what
says.
I'm saying is I'm watching her go from somebody who was nervous to looks a crowd in the eye to someone who's finding her voice, like you said.
Yes.
I'm not there, and that hurts.
I
It's
saw
hurt
her
for a long
talent
time.
at the very beginning. That's why she's my
And
comedy daughter.
And so, and by the way, she stuck up for you.
Yeah.
Because she was going, if someone's like, it's creepy, they would call, no, I respect that he respects me. And he knows that I'm funny.
So he's creepy.
No, the way you're saying.
I never tried to.
No, I know.
No, I told her. I was like, it started off as a joke. But now I have these real paternal feelings for her. Like, I care
and
about
people
her.
thought that was a little creepy. I'm like, you're my common daughter.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm fucking with you, man.
I'm just saying.
I know, but I'm fucking with you. And see, but that's my point. You see that reaction right there. I'm breaking your balls, and you're getting defensive about it.
No, but you're saying if somebody else said.
But you're missing the point, dude. I'm breaking your balls. That's the joke. That's the comedy. You're not even in sync with it. That's my fucking problem. Where I'm literally being genuinely me, and you're going, wow. You're creeping me out right now. That's not the fucking point for you to be creeped out. I'm literally, genuinely being my fucking self. Fuck you. Fuck all of you in Las Vegas.
You made it sound like.
But that's me breaking your balls. That's the
that,
fucking point. I'm breaking balls.
I don't want people to think that.
That's the point. That's the fucking point. That's the joke. Yes, it's my comedy daughter. There, it's fucking. Oh, yeah, man. That's Daddy's girl.
That's it. It started out as a joke. It was a joke.
That's fucking Danny. I'm Danny's girl right there.
But then, like I said, after a year or more went by,
it came in terms of endearment.
Oh, I actually care about
it's
you.
It's an endearment.
As a person,
it's endearing. I understand that.
I wish you success.
The problem is here. The problem is here. For me to be the person I want to be, for me to do the kind of things I want to do, half the fucking people out here are pussies. To be perfectly fucking honest, is a lot of the people out here are fucking pussies. A lot of the people here, you have to literally have a fucking not a thesaurus, so they can understand the references and because it goes right over their fucking heads. I can get why a guy like Seth MacFarlane is fucking tuned out and he doesn't want to do any of these shows anymore because he can't do what he wants to do. He can't be the person he wants to be because it just goes over people's heads or they're too easily fucking offended by it. And that's part of my angst.
Well, there are people that is true that the culture right now has become hyper. Like,
so if I want to, as a joke, I sat there
to be like, oh, every little thing's gonna offend.
Do you know how many fucking people in our community, in our circle, don't want to get vaccinated? When the pandemic started, as a joke, I went like this: you guys are all fucking too much pansies. It was when that basketball guy said, I'm not getting vaccinated, I don't give a fuck about COVID. So I went like this. I went,
no, I know.
And the people went absolutely out of their fucking minds. Now these same fucks won't even get vaccinated, but they're sitting there and they're going, oh my God, he licked his hand. He licked his hand. He licked his own hand. And then he mimicked licking a mic. And you know who got pissed off the most?
I feel like some of these people probably like,
you remember Brian Bross's old girlfriend, that Mexican chick? Alondra.
No, that was there that night.
Yeah. Oh, she was. Oh, my Lord. Oh, you remember that? You remember when I did that? And people were, and I did it for the fucking show. And she comes over to me and goes, Robert, do you realize how insane? Do you know how people are dying? Fuck off. Fuck the fuck off. You either laugh or you don't. Fuck you. Where are you now?
I feel like that you and I understand you and I get it. And I've been in New York, so I know people like you. It doesn't bother me at all. Whatever.
Me. But
I think that, no, but you project this anger all the time, and I think that some people take it in as hostility, and that's what.
No, but sometimes you want to be able to be,
but
you want to be able to be genuine. When
that's
you said to me,
throws a barrier up for you.
You said to me once, you don't have to be keyed up to go on the stage. The 3 or 4 times that I went up keyed up, angry, I had something to say. I got on dive bar and I killed it because I was being genuinely me. I wasn't trying to fake it. I wasn't trying to force it.
But you don't know how to capture it.
Well,
you can't repeat that. That's the problem.
And you're right. You're right.
You don't write enough stuff that you hold on to.
But what I'm saying is you
can't just go up and rant all the time.
I'm not.
That's the point.
And I have go-to lines and things, but it doesn't. But that's what. But here's the thing. Now, that's what I say to you here, because a lot of times here we're trying to take a point and pull it in, and you're going off on 9 tangents. You do the same thing here that I do there.
Well, no, I think that. No, this show is not about for me to fucking agree with everything.
No, I'm not talking about agreeing. I'm not talking about agreement. I'm talking about getting your thoughts concise. That's what I'm talking about here. What you say to me about me on stage is what I say to you here is make your thoughts concise. Not let like if I say to you Republicans are fucking evil, they don't. Here's what they did today. You're gonna go, well, they're all bootlickers, and I go, oh, great. Now I gotta go through the whole 5-minute montage about how evil. I get that they're evil. I want to focus on what they did specifically. That's me here trying to wrangle you in and stay on topic instead of just going to the general jugular.
That if I didn't do that, you just.
But we know that.
Just sit here and talk for an hour.
You do the same thing.
You don't even need me.
I do need you, but you got to get your thoughts concise. But on stage,
that's what I feel like. That's why I try to be like,
right. But the problem is
contrarian opinion.
No, but it doesn't have to be, because we are coming from the same standpoint on a lot of things. So what I'm saying is, and what I've said, and a lot of people have said is, wow, you don't get to say it. You don't get a word in edgewise. And I can almost set it to a watch. Sometimes what your response is going to be on a particular subject. For me here, that's where you can improve. For me on stage, I need to dial in who I am and caption that. And I know that, but I don't know how to do it. I haven't figured out how to do it.
I've seen you do it. I've seen you kill somewhere, and then the next day you just eat shit.
Yeah, because I haven't.
There's no consistency whatsoever.
Right. Well,
and there's nothing wrong with eating shit. But I'm saying
I did a show at and I always talk about this because it stuck out in my head. I did the show at with Blue Martini
show.
Yeah, and
you were killing for 3 minutes,
and then I went over to the next place and I did the exact same material, same timing, same everything, and I ate a dick. And everyone, I went to Champagne's after and I told them what happened. They said, "Why did you go to Hookah Lounge or Luna Lounge? Why'd you go to Luna Lounge and dress up in nicer clothes when that's like a fucking ghetto bar? Like that's a urban audience, and don't do that material and don't do it that way, deliver it that way." And that was the learning experience, but that also soured me because I'm like, well, I didn't. Now, maybe I could have.
I never think about comedy like that.
But
see, to me, it's like, this is what you get. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I've a million times I've gone somewhere to do a show, like, especially if you live in the Midwest. I'm going to the fucking Eagles Lounge or the VFW Hall, and I'm about to do a show, and I'm looking at the people, and I go, oh, these people are going to love me. Like, but I don't sit there and go, I need to change up my fucking act. Like, no, this is the act. This is what you get. You either like it or you don't.
No, I know.
But you're going to get the same performance, and I'm going to
One of the hardest things for me was as a person.
And I go,
one of the hardest things as a person.
I don't think about changing it.
And
the crowd.
It took me years to do this. I have a coworker who I won't get into the weeds, but I said to him, "Hey man, by the way, sales here is not a straight path. It's not just sell it and be done with it. You got teams of people that you have to rely on, and anyone can fuck you over. I'm dealing with some shit right now where drivers are fucking me over. They're finding excuses not to deliver something, and it's gonna fuck up my paycheck. But at the same time, as soon as you want to grit your teeth at them, you also have to realize that you rely on them for other things in the future.
Piss them off and then fuck you over even more.
Right. So he looks at me and goes, well, that's your problem. See, I don't want to hear anything you got to say. I'm 44 years old. I don't need you to tell me shit. I know how to.
I got a guy that works with me like that. He's always like on the verge of blowing up and getting angry, and sometimes he's just angry and he's yelling and screaming all the time.
I know.
And it's like, and I've been working with this guy since I've been working there, like a year and a half or something. And just like recently, I've been like, I'm trying to figure this guy out. I don't know how to figure him out. Like, he's very unpredictable. You can't figure him out. When he works, he's a great worker. And when he's in a good mood, he's a good guy. But he's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But anyway, he started yelling at me, like directly at me. And I was like, if I don't stand up to him right now, he'll never respect me ever again. He'll just think that I'm some punk that he can push over. So I started yelling back at him, and me and him.
And it goes nowhere. But
no, I know. But
what I'm saying to you,
our relationship has been better.
After that,
you just have to know.
I spent many years.
Push the right button.
Spent many years being the guy to want to be right, and what I learned is, even if you are right, I looked at this guy. I'm like, this guy's out of his fucking mind.
I can't believe that would be true.
Even if you know God to balls to bone. I looked at this guy and I went, wow, this guy's fucked. Like, I'm literally his supervisor and I'm giving him free advice where he can generate it to make more money. This is free. I'm literally giving him. I'm like, he's like, I don't need you to tell me anything. I'm like, it's nothing to do with you or me. I'm telling you the inner work. I don't need you to tell me how this company works. Okay. And I paused. Old me would have kept arguing to the grave, going to the manager, blah, blah, blah. I finally went, good luck. Good luck to you. I don't need good luck to you. No, we're good. You are good. You're on your own. You are fucking on your own. Good luck. And I walked away.
Well, that's one thing I totally agree with you about.
But Bruce, you know how many years it took me to get there? It took me a long time.
Some people just won't ever listen to you.
No, but
most
but
people,
it's not about him.
Most people that you talk to, that's their main problem. Is they think they fucking know everything.
But that's fine.
And they'll even try to tell you shit about shit that you know everything about.
I know.
But
Bruce,
like,
this is what I'm talking about right now.
I got books.
The point is
of experience in this matter.
Right.
And they're like, I don't give a fuck. I read
Bruce,
something on the internet.
The point is, what I'm making is, it took me years to get to the point by which I could finally, for the most part, go, I've shut you off. I can't, there's no way I can reach you. So I'm going to cut you loose. That took me a long time. It's only until the last couple of years where I could go, I'm just wasting my time on this person. And I've experienced it twice. And you know what happened? Actually, 3 times at the job I'm at now. I had it with a manager and I told him to go fuck off. And I ignored him. You know what he did? 3 months goes by. He goes, you want to go to the gym with me? I did it with
my point about this story that I just told was if I would have just let him yell at me and walked away, I'm supposed to be his boss. He would never respect me ever again, And in the morning, the manager was like, "Oh, why are you guys yelling?" And I told her, I go, "You know this guy." I was like, if I let him walk on me like that, he would never respect me ever again. No. And he even admitted it himself later after we all calmed down and we had a conversation and we're cool now. But he said the same thing. He's like, you had to do that. If you didn't do that, he's like, I would think
now,
you was some kind of punk bitch.
But wait, the way what I've experienced is this. I worked when I was at Fry's and they finally promoted me. And I said to a guy, hey, before you go, could you just put this card away? It was like 20 items. He could have knocked that out in 10 seconds. He goes, I want to go to lunch. Yeah, fine. Just knock this out. I want to go to lunch. Are you telling me I can't take a break? And I said, please do this. And I knew I wasn't going to get anywhere. I did. So I would argue with these people. They would cry to their mommy and nothing would get done. Here, I just went, whoa, we're going to take a different approach. And I'm at this con's place. I'm taking a different approach. I'm just going to fucking cut you off. You're dead to me. You're cancer. And then you need something. So now I put like one of these guys, the same thing. And I look, man, I need your help. Blah, blah. And he was tailing a customer. Everywhere the customer went, this kid was following. Customers here, the kids. And I said, whoa, come over here. Don't crawl up their ass. Sit back. Let them wander around until they exhaust themselves. Then jump in. When you see them picking up a sign and staring at prices, then jump in. I don't need you telling me what to do. Okay, so I cut him off, and now I ignored it. I let him do his own thing, and I went over to him. I'm like, hey, look, I need to make $25,000 in appliance sales. Will you trade with me? Oh, sure. That's it. I didn't explain anything to talk about. You do you, and now
that's what I was getting ready to say is
that's it.
If you want to know the truth, that's how I operate all the time.
I'm going to give you.
I don't cut people off.
No, I'm learning.
But if you notice, I don't walk around and tell people how to run their fucking career or give people unsolicited advice about comedy or do anything.
No.
I was like, I'm just.
I've gone to
hey,
you.
how you doing?
I go to you and I ask you for stuff because
if someone asks me, I'll give them my opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm saying you don't see me walking around trying to convince people. You need to do
Let
this.
me tell you something. Back in 1987, Dangerfield would have done it like this.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
And also, there are people who won't listen to what you're saying, even when you're trying to talk to them. So I don't cut them off. I just decided, look, it's all about me, and that's it. I'm friendly with everybody else, and I love everybody else, and we're all comedians and all that. But like I said before, and I've said many times, comedy is an individual sport. It's like boxing. It doesn't matter what that guy's doing or what that guy's doing or what this guy's doing. It matters what I'm doing. And that's it. So I don't let that bother me. I don't let that. And I get along with almost everybody.
You do. You're the one person.
I don't really have any enemies, or whatever. Like nobody's like. And
the worst I've heard of Blue. The worst I've heard of you is this. Oh, that guy who has a. Yeah. Oh, the fuck was that?
I don't know, but
I've never noticed this before. Is this?
I know. I would say that. We're unstable now. Anyway, I got to go to.
That's strange.
I got to go to Champagne's anyway. Come join us at Champagne's Cafe each and every Tuesday at midnight.
That was weird, dude. That's the first time I've ever seen that. Our internet spiked. Hold on.
It was very strange. Anyway, I got to get out of here. And remember, you can go on the Drop Comedy Club website and buy tickets to see me and Charlie in South Bend, Indiana on the weekend of the 6th and the 7th of August. And like I said, I'm going to Champagne's to host the weekly open mic every Tuesday at midnight. I don't know if Rob's coming, but
not tonight. Next week, I'm going to try to do next week.
But I'll be there, and we'll be there. It's getting bigger every week, so
it is.
We're almost back to where we were in the beginning.
Actually, it was bigger. It's bigger without the tacos, even.
No, I told you that. You tried to tell me, oh, that taco truck not being there is gonna kill your vibe. Like,
no,
you're wrong.
I will admit I was wrong. I mark it on your calendars.
People like me. I don't know why.
July 20th, 2021 at 10:48 Pacific Standard Time. Rob Larry was wrong. It ain't gonna happen a lot. So
you were wrong.
I was wrong.
Listen, I don't have the tacos. Still doing good.
Nah, he's got fish tacos when he gets home.
Anyway, we love you as always, and if you love us, that's great. If you hate us, tell everybody you fucking know. And we'll see you next week.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.